Up to the sky, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Zay, collectively known as SoCal Uncensored or
STU! This is Catch, Hook, and Shoot, the worst podcast I've ever been on. Word.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Catch, Hook, and Shoot, the best podcast you never heard of. My name's Tom. I am your host. Today is Sunday, July the 11th, 2021. We're back after taking a week off for the holiday, so hope everybody had a great 4th of July, all of our U.S. watchers and listeners. And I want to thank everybody for watching, listening, and subscribing on YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Make sure to head over to catchhookshoot.com for everything involving the show. As far as merchandise, pictures, interviews, podcasts, videos, all kinds of good stuff, and of course the CHS shop you can find over there with all of the t-shirts and hats and that kind of fun stuff. So head over there and check that out, catchhookshoot.com. Make sure you're following on social media on all platforms. You can find the show at catchhookshoot. Head to prowrestlingtees.com/catchhookshoot for your t-shirt needs. And you can find all of that and more on our Linktree, which is linktree/catchhookshoot. Or if you're watching on YouTube, you can scan this little QR code right here in the corner of your screen. And if you ever want to shoot me an email, it's catchhookshoot@gmail.com. So once again, unfortunately, starting off the show on a little bit of a sad note, the last couple of weeks we've lost two more former wrestlers in Chris Youngblood, who just passed away this past week, and the week prior, Del Wilkes, better known as the Patriot to wrestling fans. Both of them passed away within the last couple of weeks. Del Wilkes, of course, like I said, known as the Patriot, had a main event run in WWE against Bret the Hitman Hart during the whole U.S. versus Canada storyline. Also had a big run in WCW as a tag team wrestler with Too Cold Scorpio, as well as Marcus Alexander Bagwell, or Buff Bagwell, and passed away, like I said, a couple of weeks ago. So rest in peace and condolences to all of their friends, family, and fans. So let's get right back into the swing of things here, starting this week off, as we always do, with our match of the week. So this week's match of the week comes from AEW Dynamite this past Wednesday, and it was actually the opening match of the show, a strap match between Cody Rhodes and QT Marshall. And this was a really cool, old-school style match. The two guys tied together at the wrist by a leather strap, and to win the match, you had to go around and touch all four corners, which makes for some interesting spots during the match, as far as stopping somebody from hitting that last corner and stuff. So like I said, very good old school style match. Highly recommend you head over there and check that out. If you have not watched AEW Dynamite from this past week, you definitely want to watch it. Nice big surprise on there as well, which I'll get to in just a couple of minutes here. But as far as the match of the week, Cody Rhodes versus QT Marshall in an old-fashioned strap match. It was just very good, like I said, old-school match between these two guys, so definitely check that one out. So we're going to keep it rolling right into the next segment of the show, which is my top 3 highlights of the week, and that is called the 3 Counts. Number 1 on the 3 Count, Zelina Vega makes her return to WWE on Friday Night Smackdown and is put directly into the Women's Money in the Bank match, as was announced by Sonya Deville. She had been released from WWE several months ago, and rumors were swirling because she had been at the Performance Center and things like that she might be coming back, and it looks like those rumors were true. So Zelina Vega makes her return to WWE and is a part of the Women's Money in the Bank match coming up at the pay-per-view next weekend. Number 2 on the 3 Count, Dan Lambert made an appearance on who is the leader of America Top Team for mixed martial arts, and has made appearances in MLW previously in the corner of King Mo and other members of America's Top Team. but making an appearance on AEW Dynamite, and got on the microphone, got in the ring, cut a pretty damn good heel promo on AEW, and got greeted by Lance Archer for his trouble. So a pretty cool spot. So, again, if you have not seen AEW this week, definitely check it out. Dan Lambert taking a pretty good beating at the hands of Lance Archer. Number 3 on the 3 count, Malakai Black, formerly known as Aleister Black in WWE, or known as Tommy End to independent wrestling fans, made his AEW debut in a huge surprise on AEW Dynamite this past week. A lot of questions surrounding how he was able to do that with the no-compete clauses that WWE tends to put in their contracts. Well, apparently, when he was moved from NXT to the main roster, his non-compete clause was not updated. NXT non-compete clauses are 30 days. Main roster non-compete clauses are 90 days. So apparently, Aleister Black only had a 30-day non-compete clause, which enabled him to appear on AEW Dynamite this past week. So you can pretty much guarantee WWE will be keeping a closer eye on those things going forward. But he will be known now as Malakai Black, and he made a surprise appearance. Lights went out during an interview with Arn Anderson. When they came back up, Black was in the ring and laid out Arn Anderson with the Black Mass. I'm not sure if that's still what they're going to call that move, that roundhouse kick. But that's what he hit Arn Anderson with. And then Cody came in to help Arn Anderson. Black looked like he was going to back off and then hit Cody with the exact same thing. So it looks like he's being put right into a program with Cody Rhodes. And I'm definitely here for this one. I mean, people like to talk a lot of shit about Cody Rhodes online, that, he... about debuting guys going after him and Cody, them having to job out to Cody and things like that. And I disagree. Cody Rhodes, he took himself out of the main event world title picture almost from the beginning when AEW started, and since then he has just been elevating newer guys, whether Cody wins or loses or whatever. I mean, Darby Allin is one in particular that Cody took, helped to elevate to the main event status where he is at now. So, with Malakai Black and Cody Rhodes, I would imagine this to be a pretty damn good rivalry going forward, and I'm not thinking that, Cody's going to be the one to get the upper hand in this one. I think they're going to be pushing Malakai Black to be a top-tier guy, so I'm thinking he is going to get at least one victory over Cody Rhodes over the course of the next several weeks. I'm sure this match will probably be one of the featured matches at All Out, but we'll have to wait and see. So let's get into the news and rumors here for the week. Forgot to switch my little card there in the bottom. But starting off with some WWE stuff, looks like Jinder Mahal is getting a little bit of a push here. He had a match against Drew McIntyre and actually picked up a victory. Now, of course, there's a lot of history there with Jinder and Drew from 3MB back in the day. Of course, both guys left the company, kind of reinvented themselves, came back, and both have been world champions since then. Jinder, along with his Indus Sher, his cornerman, his backup, so to speak, getting the upper hand, get the victory over Drew McIntyre, and Jinder Mahal took Drew's sword. So, the sword that he carries in for his entrance. So it looks like this could be a rivalry that goes on for a little bit here. Kind of interesting, kind of unexpected. Drew not in the title picture right now, considering his last loss to Bobby Lashley. He's not able to challenge for the WWE Championship again as long as Lashley is the champion. So he's being apparently moved into a rivalry here with Jinder Mahal, which, like I said, a little unexpected, but I'm here for it. I think Jinder is one who gets a really bad rap from fans. I don't know why. I thought he was a pretty good heel champion when he was WWE champion. Again, it was unexpected, and when he was a champion, I looked at him in the same vein as like an Iron Sheik. He was that quintessential quote unquote foreign heel. So I'm liking that they're still trying to put Jinder in a little bit of a prominent spot here. Then also on Monday Night Raw, the New Day, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods picked up a win over Bobby Lashley and MVP, and this, of course, leading up to the WWE Championship match between Kofi and Lashley coming up at Money in the Bank. New Day getting one up on Lashley here. Moving into some NXT stuff, MSK retained the NXT Tag Team Championship against Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher in a fantastic tag team match. And this was at the NXT Great American Bash event from this past week. We also have new women's tag team champions in NXT. Io Shirai and Zoe Stark got the victory over Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell in a little bit of a surprise, but again, a very good match. And during the course of that match, we found out what the charging battery means that we've been seeing the last several weeks. It signaled the return of Tegan Nox, who came out, provided a little bit of a distraction. Candice LeRae was basically taken out of the match at that point, and Indy Hartwell ended up taking the pin for the championship loss. The previous week on NXT, we found out we have a new North American champion. Isaiah Swerve Scott got the victory over Bronson Reed for the North American title. It was also announced they will be holding their NXT Breakout Tournament this year yet again with some of the new signees from NXT. I wish they would do a women's version of this tournament because NXT has some of the best female wrestlers out there right now, and I think this would be a good way to showcase them. I mean, I know they've had the Mae Young Classic, but they haven't had one of those in a couple of years. So I think with these breakout tournaments that seem to be a yearly thing, do one for the men, one for the women. What the hell? Why not? Again, from the Great American Bash, LA Knight defeated Cameron Grimes. So now Cameron Grimes has to be LA Knight's butler. Well, so that should be interesting. And next week on NXT, we've got Karrion Kross defending the NXT Championship against Johnny Gargano with Samoa Joe as a special enforcer referee. So and with Kross, doing some matches on main event on the main roster, I'm wondering, could he be dropping the title here back to Johnny Gargano and moving Kross to either Raw or SmackDown? I guess we'll have to wait and see how that's going to play out. But I honestly, with the track record WWE has with people moving from NXT to Raw or SmackDown, I really hope that's not the case. I love Karrion Kross in NXT, and I don't think they'll keep that same persona and energy with him if they move him up to Raw or SmackDown. I could be wrong. This could be a case where it works out well, but like I said, the track record is not good there. And then Adam Cole got a victory in the main event of the Great American Bash against Kyle O'Reilly in another fantastic match, but you expect nothing less from these two. Moving on to some SmackDown stuff, we found out Bayley was injured during training and is going to be out for up to 9 months. Looks like a knee injury based on the promo that we saw from her. She had her leg propped up with the big knee brace on. So, whatever. They weren't specific as to what the injury was, but whatever it is going to keep her out for 9 months. So I'm guessing some type of torn ligament or something along those lines, possibly something requiring surgery. Who knows? But, Bayley out for 9 months, which means she is out of the SmackDown Women's Championship match at Money in the Bank. And it was announced by Sonya Deville that Carmella will be getting that title match, and that title match is actually going to take place on SmackDown this coming week. So the match taken off of the pay-per-view and put on SmackDown, which that announcement brought out Liv Morgan, who's been very vocal lately, not happy about Carmella just being kind of given these opportunities. Same thing with Zelina Vega last week, just being given the opportunity in the Money in the Bank ladder match, and Liv's been backing up her words, picked up victories over both Carmella and Zelina Vega in the last couple of weeks. Sonya Deville also made the announcement that Liv Morgan will be taking Carmella's place in the Money in the Bank ladder match on the pay-per-view. So, Liv got what she wanted out of this. She proved herself and got that spot. We also saw a couple of debuts on SmackDown. Shotzi Blackheart and the returning Tegan Nox, who just returned at the Great American Bash event for NXT. Although, of course, anytime somebody moves to the main roster, there has to be some type of name change. So it's not Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Nox. It's just Shotzi and Nox. I really don't know what Vince McMahon has against people with two names. I really don't. But it is what it is. But they picked up a victory over Natty and Tamina, the women's tag team champions. So, coming out strong. Now, I don't know if they're going to be permanent additions to SmackDown, or if this was just to kind of gauge how they're gonna work on TV, or how that's gonna go. But by all accounts, there is a draft coming up after SummerSlam. So I would assume these NXT stars that have been making appearances on main roster shows, i.e. Karrion Kross, Bronson Reed, Shotzi Blackheart, Tegan Knox, are probably going to be a part of that draft. They're going to be drafted to one show or another. That's my thought on it. I could be wrong, of course, but who knows. And then, we saw a vignette on SmackDown. Toni Storm going to be making her SmackDown debut, which is kind of weird because they're just starting a rivalry with Toni Storm and Sarray on NXT. So I'm guessing that's going to be cut short. But looks like Toni Storm going to be moving up to the SmackDown roster. So good for her. Seth Rollins got a victory over Cesaro to qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match. And looks like Roman Reigns and both of the Usos are back on the same page now, it would appear, from what we saw on SmackDown. And at the end of the show, we saw Edge call out Roman. And of course, Roman and the Usos came out. And, Edge had some backup of his own in the return of Rey and Dominic Mysterio. I haven't seen them for a couple of weeks since they, had their little dust up with Roman and the Usos. So, it's I wouldn't be surprised to see a 6-man match this coming week on the Go Home SmackDown before Money in the Bank, and possibly a tag team title match added to Money in the Bank with the Usos against the Mysterios. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. But Edge and the Mysterios put a pretty good beatdown on Roman and the Usos. Roman, of course, retreated from the rings and left the Usos to take the brunt of the attack, brunt of the beating from Edge and the Mysterios, and that's pretty much how the show went off the air. Moving on to AEW, like I said earlier, Cody Rhodes got the win over QT Marshall in that strap match that was the match of the week this week, and then we saw a promo from Kenny Omega. Basically talking about, how he has no opponents left, Omega and Don Callis, of course. This was interrupted by the Dark Order and Evil Uno, and, this is playing off of what was started last week. Evil Uno kind of hinting that Hangman Page is going to be the next guy that Kenny's going to have to face. And so while this was going on, the Elite, the Good Brothers came out, went on the attack against the Dark Order, and Hangman Page came out to make the save and ended in with a stare down with Kenny Omega. So it's we're building towards that title match with Hangman and Kenny Omega, which I would assume is going to take place during All Out here in Chicago. And then we had a pretty damn good 6-man tag team match. Wardlow and FTR with Tully Blanchard taking on Jake Hager, Santana, and Ortiz with Conan in their corner. Wardlow and FTR did get the victory. Conan tried to come in afterwards and hit Wardlow from behind with I can't remember what they call it. It's a baseball in a sock. I don't remember what they call it, but Wardlow basically unfazed by that. Tully Blanchard came in, took out Conan's knee, and just left him laying. The Pinnacle again getting one up on the Inner Circle. Andrade had his in-ring debut against Matt Sydal and did pick up the victory there. Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander got a win over the Blade and the Bunny. So a really good promo from Ricky Starks about Brian Cage. Made some comments about Cage's wife. Of course, this is leading into an FTW championship match coming up next week on AEW. So, Team Taz kind of falling apart a little bit. And then we saw that segment with Dan Lambert and Lance Archer, which was highly entertaining. Lambert can cut a damn good promo. I will give him that. And then in the main event, the Young Bucks retained the Tag Team Championship against Penta and Eddie Kingston. Getting into some Impact news here. At the beginning of the show, we saw Sami Callihan arrested for assaulting Don Callis. There was some video footage of, Callihan punching Callis in the face backstage and things like that. And this obviously has implications on the Slammiversary main event. Slammiversary coming up next week as well. Next weekend, a big weekend for wrestling, but I'll get into all that towards the end of the show here. But, it turned out that the footage was basically Callis framed Sami Callihan. It was actually a setup. Johnny Bravo dressed up as Sami Callihan, and to make it look like Callihan had attacked Callis, and Callihan popped back up at the end of the show during the contract signing for the main event of Slammiversary and pretty much beat the hell out of Kenny Omega. So that match is set. Gail Kim actually made an appearance on Impact, talking to Deonna Purrazzo, letting her know that she will have a mystery opponent for the Knockouts Championship at Slammiversary. And, of course, that started the rumor mills just buzzing all over the place. Could it be Mickie James? Could it be Ruby Riott? Could it be one of the Iconics? Could it be Chelsea Green? So all kinds of names being dropped all over the place. The only thing that, well, not confirmed, but the one thing that's agreed on with all of these rumors is that it is somebody who is not currently on the Impact roster. So it's not, if that's true, it's not going to be Taylor Wilde. It's not going to be Su Yung making her return, which, Su Yung may be coming back, or we may see yet another iteration of Su Yung, because Kimberly took Susan to Father James Mitchell to have something done, so God only knows what we're going to see. Could we see Su Yung coming back? Could we see Susie again? Could we see something completely different from Su Yung? I don't know, but all of the personas have been very entertaining so far, so I'm interested to see what's coming next. Moving on to some MLW news, they had their first event back in front of a live crowd just yesterday, as a matter of fact, at the 2300 Arena, the old ECW arena, with their Battle Riot event, which Court Bauer announced will be airing for free on their weekly television show. And they taped 14 matches, so I'm guessing that's going to be several weeks of TV. There are spoilers posted online if you want to check those out. I'm not going to give those here. I'll be giving the results as they air on TV. But if you're interested in the spoilers, I'd recommend checking out WrestleZone, because they don't have a lot of pop-up ads, and everything's on one page. So if you want the spoilers, they're out there. But some of the bigger matches that were going on: Richard Holiday defending the Caribbean Championship against King Muertes, Davey Richards making his MLW debut against TJP in what I can only imagine was just a ridiculously good match. The Von Erichs versus Team Filthy in a bunkhouse match. They had the conclusion of their draft. Found out a little bit more about what Azteca Underground is going to be all about. And, of course, the Battle Riot match itself, which is a 40-man Royal Rumble-style match for a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. So, that will be airing on MLW Fusion over the next several weeks, I would assume. So, like I said, if you want spoilers, they're out there. You can go look them up. I'll be giving the results as they air on TV. Getting into some Ring of Honor news. They've got their Best in the World pay-per-view coming up tonight. I'm going to run down the card here real quick. Danhausen and PCO taking on the Bouncers, Brian Malonis and the Beer City Bruiser. I got to go with Danhausen and PCO on this one. I love Danhausen, so love that Danhausen. So that's my pick here. Then we've got Flamita versus Ray Horace. And this, of course, stemming from the breakup of their tag team. Got to go with Flamita in this one. Jay Lethal taking on Brody King. I'm going to go with Brody King, honestly. Then we've got Josh Woods versus Silas Young in a last man standing match. I'm going to say Josh Woods. Silas Young's been getting the upper hand since this rivalry started, so I'm going to go with Josh Woods in this one. Then we've got EC3 versus Flip Gordon. I got to pick EC3 in that one. Tony Deppen defending the World TV Championship against Dragon Lee. God, that one's hard to call. I'm going to go with Dragon Lee, the former champion. I think Lee's going to get it back. Then we've got Roosh defending the World Championship against Bandito. Oh my God, that match is going to be so freaking good. I want Bandito to win. I really do, but I don't think they're going to take the title off of Roosh just yet. So I'm going to go with Roosh to retain in this one. And then in what I'm dubbing right now match of the night is Jonathan Gresham defending the ROH Pure Championship against Mike Bennett. Just wow. So, but I gotta go with my guy Gresham to retain. Then for the 6-man championships, we got Shane Taylor Promotions taking on Dak Draper, Dalton Castle, and Eli Issam. I'm gonna go with Shane Taylor Promotions to retain. For the World Tag Team Championships, we've got the Foundation, Rhett Titus and Tracy Williams taking on Violence Unlimited, Chris Dickinson and Homicide. Got to go with the Foundation to retain in this one. And then in another tag team match, the Briscoes taking on Brian Johnson and PJ Black. Got to go with the Briscoes. The Briscoes are Ring of Honor. I gotta go with the Briscoes in that one. Moving on to some New Japan news, the IWGP United States Championship will be defended on AEW Dynamite this coming week, and will be Jon Moxley making his return. He hasn't been on TV in a few weeks, obviously, because he and his wife just recently had a baby, so of course he took some time off. But making his return to TV, defending the IWGP US Championship against Machine Gun Carl Anderson. This is a New Japan match taking place on AEW Dynamite. and that I would assume would be the main event of the show, but who knows? Probably not, since it's a New Japan Championship. Now that I think about it, but yeah, definitely has match of the week written all over it. Some NWA news. We have a new national champion. Title, of course, previously had been vacant. On the finals of that national championship tournament was Chris Adonis versus JTG. Chris Adonis was victorious, so he is your new NWA national heavyweight champion. So, yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap things up for news and rumors and all that kind of fun stuff for this week. So right now I'm going to throw it over to Charlie G, and he is here with your Indie Cut.
Thank you, Tom, and hey to wrestling friends. I am Charlie G with the best editing I could do from the last 2 weeks. Yes, we took off last week due to the 4th of July, but I think Tom unknowingly took pity on me when there were over 49 shows that took place on June 26th. So, yeah. But we will begin with some shows from Saturday, June 26th. Not all 49, of course. And it is Tokyoshi Pro Stand Proud 2021. For the Princess title, champion Miyu Yamashita defeated Saki-sama. This was a good match. Nice show altogether, but this match alone was just the main event. And surprisingly, Saki-sama had no help. I mean, she was there. May was there, but she didn't have to help much. So Mayu won. No shenanigans, put it like that. We go over to Stardom. They had a show, Artists of Stardom title match. So we had Mina Shirakawa, Tam Nakano, and Unagi Sayaka, who are champions, defeating Natsuka Tora, Ruaka, and Saki Kashima. Nice match, nice show again. Stardom was on a roll. There's like their 8th show in 11 nights or something like that. So they were just put them out and kind of getting injured along the way. So when I go over more Stardom shows, you will see fewer and fewer names, and I will tell you about one in particular later on. DDT Shiro no Yu presents Castle Hot Spring Street Pro Wrestling. This was just for the DDT Iron Man Heavy Metal Championship Falls Count Anywhere match, where champion Aika Oki defeated Chris Brooks, Shuma Katsumata, and Yuko Naya. So the whole show was just that match. All Japan Champions Night from the land of the Triple Crown Unification flight to the 50th anniversary show. All Japan TV 6-man tag title match. Okuda Omari, Tajiri, and Yusuke Kodama defeated champions Black Manta Rio, Karbo Ito, and Takao Omari to become new champions. For their World Junior Heavyweight title, Akira Francesco defeated champion Koji Iwamoto to become new champion. And for the vacant Triple Crown title, Jake Lee defeated Kento Miyahara and Yuma Agi to become champion. Back here in the States, we had Wrestle Against Hunger from Tulsa, Oklahoma. For their tag titles, Dan Weber and Reese defeated El Gringo Loco and Elijah Sparks to become new champions. Ohio Valley Wrestling had a pay-per-view Saturday Night Special, Chained Carnage. That was on Fight TV, so if you want to check that out, please do. For the women's title, Danny Moe defeated champion Haley J, my fault. And then for the heavyweight title, in a Chained Carnage match, Omar Amir defeated champion Cashflow to become new champion there as well. Down to New Texas Pro Wrestling. Kylie Ray appeared and she defeated Rochelle Rose. For the New Texas Pro Lone Star title, Cole Radrick defeated champion Max Heights, Brayden Lee, and Joe DeMuro to become new champion. And for the new Texas Pro title, Brian Keith defeated champion Mysterious Q to become new champion. Over to Limitless Patience is a Virtue from Maine. Champion Daniel Garcia defeated Jake Something for the Limitless Wrestling World title. Sorry to see Jake lose yet again. Invictus Pro Wrestling Empire Rising from Little Ferry, New Jersey. We had AJ Gray defeated Jacob Fatu. Or not defeat, there's no result there. Sorry about that. But he took on Jacob Fatu. You'd have to think Fatu won. But this is the Indies, so maybe AJ Gray actually won that match. Sorry, did not get that final. AAW Alive number 14. It was on Twitch TV, of course. Ace Perry defeated Victor Benjamin, who will be appearing at Warrior Wrestling coming up. And then Frontman Jay and Sky Blue defeated Axel Rico and Rico De La Vega. Nice short show for this Twitch episode. So there's more to come, I'm sure, since they just had a pay-per-view last night. On to Sunday, June 27th, Tokyo Pro Spring Tour Show 11. This was actually on YouTube, so please look it up. Riko Kobashi and Raku defeated Hikari Noa and Mihiro Kiru. This led to Raku challenging Hikari for her championship, which happened last night, so I'll get to that later on. We had Sendai Girls, Yoshi Parizo, Big Show, and Nagata. For the Sendai Girls tag titles, Mio Momono, Mono, and Rin Katakura defeated champions Chihiro Hashimoto and Yu to become the champions. And Meiko Satomura somehow was able to go to Sendai Girls, team with Minoru Suzuki to defeat Shinsei Senzaki and Nanai Takahashi. I don't know how Meiko does it, but I guess in the UK it's a little since Vince isn't there and she's able to do it. To Pro Wrestling Noah, Muda of the World for their junior heavyweight title. Hayata defeated champion Sushi Koteji. And then the Great Muda defeated Kanoi even after being hit with a flaming kick. That is all over Twitter. And so check it out, look it up. I couldn't believe he had a flaming knee and just kicked Great Muda in the back. Somehow Great Muda still won. Ice Ribbon, new Ice Ribbon 1129 took place for the Fantastic Ice title. Fluorescent Light Tube Deathmatch. Yurina Yamashita defeated champion Risa Serra to become new champion. I figured put it in there. It's been a while since I talked about Ice Ribbon. Monday I skipped. Tuesday, June 29th, CMLL for the Mexican National Light Heavyweight title. Felino defeated champion El Barbaro Cavernario to become the champion. Wednesday, June 30th, I skipped. Thursday, July 1st, Wave Catch the Wave 2021 final. The final match was Miyuki Takashi defeating Rin Katakura. Tokyo Pro, that's NJPW 24. This was, I think, their final English version show. So Maki Ito defeated Moko Miyamoto. And then later on that night, they had a Tokyo Pro Inspiration number 2 show, where they had a UWF rules match between Miya Yamashita defeating Miri Miyumi. Gleet had a show on YouTube, and they also had a UWF rules match where Sho defeated Takanori Ito. So Sho was from New Japan, and he was able to be part of Gleet for that. Ohio Pro Wrestling TV 1142 for the women's title. Haley J defeated Danny Mo to get back her championship. That's why I had it in there. Then we had Beyond Wrestling Masterclass from Worcester, Massachusetts, or Worcester, Mass. For the IWTV Independent Wrestling title, champion Wheeler Yuta defeated Willow Nightingale, and Matt Mikowski defeated Victor Benjamin with a lot of shenanigans from his crew. So that was a little interesting to see there. To Friday, July 2nd, and up into Canada and Rio Canadian Wrestling Smith Hart Memorial Show, where they had the Smith Hart Memorial Gauntlet match, where Big Jesse Youngblood defeated Dalton Rogue, Drew Dawkins, Kaito, and Machete, Matt Hart, and Sidney Steele. That's a lot of people. And then for the heavyweight title, Michael Richard Blas defeated champion Heavy Metal to become new champion. To Saturday, July 3rd, and Progress, Chapter 1114, Set Eyeballs to Stunned, of course from London, England. Hopefully on the network soon. Yeah, whatever. Stupid Peacock. So we had a 6-man tag with Chris Ridgway, Ethan Allen, and Luke Jacobs, defeating Cara Noir, Charlie Sterling, and Nick Riley. Odd to see Cara Noir lose since he is the champion. But I guess in tag matches it does happen. And for the Progress Women's title, champion Kanji defeated Laura Di Matteo. That had a really nice match there. Back here in the States, and Reality of Wrestling, Diamonds Are Forever. Yes, from Texas City, Texas. I am actually talking about Booker T's promotion for a change. This was, I believe, an all-women's show. And the main event was for their Diamonds Division title. And champion Promise Braxton defeated Laney Luck. Over to Game Changer Wrestling and Jersey City Wrestling, The Great American Smash, from Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, on YouTube, of course, so check it out. Trey Lamar defeated Steve Scott, and Cole Radrick defeated Yoya. Two really good matches there. Then to Free the Narrative. This is Ethan Carter's freelance promotion. This was on Fight TV, of all things. It's a little of a Lucha Underground style storytelling, and it's there's no commentator, but there's like a voiceover guy. So it was a very weird show to see. This voiceover guy talking about their stories. So check that out if you wish. It was Moose defeating Division, and in what I considered a no holds barred match, EC3, or the Essential Character, however you want to call it, defeated Matt Cardona. This was Matt Cardona showed up in a Ecto 1 style car. It's a very weird match show altogether, but really good match between those two. Check that out if you can. Then AAW Alive 15, they had a special one-match show because they put on a video package afterwards. So it was Aries and Gringo Loco defeating Braden Lee and Jake Lander. Always nice to see Aries and Gringo Loco fight, as well as Jake back in action. A nice tag team match between those four. And we go into Violence and Suffering, Mosh Pit Killers, also on Fight TV. Did not listen to a single moment of it because I won't get into that. There was a pre-show match with Kevin Koo defeating Casey Navarro and Trey Lamar. That had to be a really cool match to see. So if it's a pre-match, hopefully it's out there somewhere and I can get to see it. And a Pure Rules match, Jimmy Lloyd somehow defeated Lee Moriarty. Nolan Edward defeated Cole Radrick and Dr. Cube. Facade defeated Dante Leon and Ty Hill. In another Pure Rules match, Masha Slamovich defeated Daniel Garcia. Brian Cage defeated Shane Mercer in an awesome match. Shane should be on someone's radar, if not already. They put on a great match and pretty much the match of the night, in my opinion. And then Jordan Oliver defeated Davey Richards. Fun match, very technical for Jordan. And of course, with Davey, you have to be, and nice match all around. But that Cage Mercer match really stole the show, I gotta say. Then we go to Lucha Libre Boom, Generation Next from Mexico, where Flamita defeated Baby Extreme and Bandito. That'd be awesome. And then La Mascara and Penta El0M, yeah, Penta was in Mexico, defeating Negro Navarro and Trauma 1. I don't think I've seen this match on DJ Stream, but it might have been out there. It's probably out there on YouTube somewhere. Then we go to AAA Verano de Escalando 2021. Luckily, I was able to see this show, and it was all wild matches, all great, all 5-star, nothing to complain about. Except I don't think it was raining. Thank goodness it wasn't raining for them, but it was great. For the AAA World Mixed Tag Title number 1 contendership match, who knew? Ariz and Cheek Tormenta defeated Abismo Negro Jr., Lady Flammer, Mamba, and Mr. Iguana. It's a really cool match, of course. For the Elas de Oro 6-way match, Vikingo defeated Aramis, Commander, Latigo, Toxin, and Kamikaze. As you can tell, that was an awesome match. Outstanding between those guys. And Vikingo, I forgot what he was. He has 630 splat. It was just crazy match. Crazy moves in that match. Check it out if you can. Highly look it up. Find it. You won't regret it. Deanna Purrazzo defeated Lady Shani. Not surprised there because they're setting her up for Triple Mania. Then we have Carter Bravo Jr., Moco Carter Jr., and Tito Santana defeating Fabi Apache, Laredo Kid, and Nino Hamburguesa. And then the main event was the AAA World Trios title, where El Tejano Jr., Rey Escorpion, and Taurus, who were champions, defeated Monster Clown, Murder Clown, and Psycho Clown. That was a brutal match, I gotta say, but fun to watch. On to Sunday, July 4th, and Stardom Yokohama Dream Cinderella in the summer. This was a late night, but I got to see it in the morning. Thank you, DJ. In a gauntlet tag match, Fukigen Death and Konami defeated Hanan and Hina, Lady C and Maiko. Even though Lady C and Maiko did win their fall against Rina and Saki Kashima, Fukigen Death and Konami defeated Lady C and Maiko to win that match. Azumi and Momo Watanabe defeated Ruaka and Starlight Kid, or Dark Light Kid. For the Future of Stardom title final match, for the vacant title, Mina Shirakawa defeated her friend and tag partner Unagi Sayaka. I enjoyed this match highly. Mina is showing a lot of improvement, and Unagi is leaning towards the dark side. Mark my words. She will be on one of these evil teams soon, or create her own, because they're kind of getting a little out of hand. For Goddesses of Stardom title, champions Julia and Shiri, who dressed like King of Fighters, and Julia changed her hair color to orange. Defeated Koguma and Mayu Iwatani. Outstanding match there. For the winner of Stardom title, champion Tam Nakano defeated Saya Kamatani. Also an outstanding match. And then for the World of Stardom title match, champion Utami Hayashita defeated Natsuka Tora by referee's decision. For the first 11 minutes, this was a great match and was going to be a banger of one for sure. But Tora tried to do a double stomp from the apron onto the floor, only landing one foot on Utami and then the other leg giving out, tearing her ACL. So Tora, the leader of Odatai, will now be out for, I'm guessing, 9 months or longer. Who knows? Who knows where storylines are going to go from here? Because they have got a new Dark Light Kid and such. So rough to see. For some reason, Stardom put the end of this match on their YouTube channel. So if you'd like to see the spot, it's out there. Sad to say, but I had to look it up because I did miss that spot and wanted to see what happened. And if you want to see it, it's on YouTube from Stardom. Then we go to FMWE Independence Day. This one was hard to watch because of the camera angle, and I really could not stick with it. Because it was live at like 10 o'clock at night. I really could not watch this show. So the main event, of course, was a barbed wire explosion 6-man tag death match with Onita, Minoru Fujita, Riki Fuji defeating Abdullah Kobayashi, Anru, and Yuko Miyamoto. I'm sure they had to be fun for some people, but the camera angle was not. I'm sorry. Man, I'm really going long. Sorry about this, folks. DDT, King of DDT final. We had a KOD 8-man tag title match where Akito, Hiroshi Yamato, Keigo Nakamura, and Yoshika Yatsu defeated Shikara, Sanshiro Takagi, Yuka Nabali, and Yukio Naya to become the champions. And then for the King of DDT 2021, the final match, Kansuke Takeshita, yeah, he's the guy who appeared in AEW, and he defeated Yuji Hino. Really good match between those two. Actually a fun show. I got to see most of that as well. Rev Pro live at the Cockpit 51 from London, England, of course. It did not appear on Twitch, so I'm guessing it's on YouTube more to see this. So for Rev Pro's undisputed British Women's title, which is now vacant, Giselle Shaw defeated Zoe Lucas to become the champion. And then for the vacant Southside Heavyweight title, Ricky Knight Jr. defeated Dan Maloney by KO. Back here in the States and No Peace Underground, This Hell is Home from Orlando, Florida. This is on IWTV. In a no-ring match, of course, Yoya defeated Gabriel Sky. And in another no-ring match, Treehouse Lee defeated Ace Austin. I was a little surprised to see Ace in this show. To Game Changer Wrestling, Backyard Wrestling 3 on Fight TV. This was their outdoor extravaganza, you might say, in someone's backyard. Probably the owner or something like that. So Charlie Tiger, Ellis Taylor, and Jordan Oliver, he got to wrestle this match. Defeated Big Vin, Jay Malachi, and Mike Swanson. Mayday Jack, who was Code Radrick, defeated Kobe Carino. In a Backyard Pro Hardcore title match, Natas, or Jody Threat, who was champion, defeated Ricky Crash, or Ricky St. Page. During this, they all go back to their backyard names, or whatever they like. So it's a little hard to understand some of them. If I didn't know the wrestler, I don't know who they are. Well, I tried to look up, and even they didn't know all of them. In a Buried Alive match, yes, they had a pit. Someone dug a little 5-foot pit, filled it with light tubes, and Paco Loco, who was Chris Dickinson, defeated KC Quick, who was Kid Osborne, in a rather quick match. Of course, the backyard was filled with a pool, which was used early on. A bouncy house by the pool, by the luxury pool. They had a little circular pool, trampoline, jump from a tree. This is why it's always wild to watch this one. And then they into a fireworks behind them or shooting at them. And then this match, Nasty Leroy defeated the world famous Cheeseburger. I don't know how the heck he won this match. I missed it, thank God. Because I don't want to see Cheeseburger lose to this guy. And then after that, after he won, he tried to cut a promo, couldn't hear a word, and they gave him a nice, a nice bottle of whiskey. So yeah, that's how you roll on Backyard Wrestling, right? Then we had Pizza Cat Jr., who everyone thought was Alley Cat, but it turned out to be Billy Starks instead. She defeated Dark Angel, who was Marcus Mathers. And then Imanon, who was Jimmy Lloyd, defeated JJ Escobar. That's the only name I know by. So yeah, that was an interesting show and day. Then we go to International Wrestling Revolution Group, Festival de Mascaras. we had Bandito and Alabrije defeat Aramis and Viano III Jr., along with Dynamite, Black, and Toxin. So IWRG always puts on really cool shows. I'm not sure if I saw this match or not, but I hope to see it soon. It's Bandito, Aramis, Viano, Toxin. You can't go wrong there. Move to Monday, July 5th, and Santino Bros Wrestling put on a show on YouTube, so look that up if you want. It's called Up All Night. No need to get into names because I didn't recognize any of them. Tuesday, July 6th, I skipped. Wednesday, July 7th, back in Japan for the Tennu Project Survive the Revolution 6, where the International Junior Heavyweight title match was on the line, where champion Habu, who I love from the Hana Memorial Show, so I try and talk about his match as much as I can. He defeated Kaita Yano. Then just tapped out second anniversary show. Minoru Suzuki tagged with Taka Michinoko, which had to be cool, defeating Kanon and Ren Abe. Yeah, I'll go with that. Sorry if I'm really not saying these names right. Basra 162. Iron Fist tag titles. Fuminara Abe and Takura Nomura defeated champions Daiki Shimamura and Usami Kodaka to become the champions. And then for the Heaven Summit final match, Minoru Fujita defeated Sagat. Back here in the States, Paradigm Pro Wrestling, UWFI Rules match, Super Middleweight Grand Prix final from Jeffersonville, Indiana. Of course on IWTV. So the final match was Jordan Blade defeating Code Radrick to become the champion. On to Thursday, July 8th, Ohio Valley Wrestling TV 1143. Omar Amir defeated Rex to retain his title. And we had, I kept it for the tag match. I'm not going to skip this guy. We had Daggett Bundles and Eric Dark Storm defeating AJ Kazana and Garrison Creed. I met him last year at Warriors, so I figured put in one of his matches. Limitless Wrestling, Patience is a Virtue. Ashley Vox and Delmy Exo defeated Jay Lyon and Midas Black. Becca defeated Ava Everett. And for the Limitless Wrestling World Title, champion Daniel Garcia defeated Jake Something. And now with Anthony Green released from NXT, I will expect to see him back at Limitless and challenging Daniel Garcia within maybe the next 30 to 60 days. You never know, but I'm sure he'll go back there. There was another Enjoyed Canned Heat episode 4 for the Fest Wrestling title. Champion Effie defeated Willow Nightingale. Friday, July 9th, Sunday Girls 15th anniversary show. Hirio Matsumoto and Kuru defeated Maika Iwata and Rio Mizunami. Back here in the States, New Japan Strong 48. PJ Black defeated Clark Connors, and Josh Alexander defeated Rocky Romero. That was a really good match there. Down to St. Louis Anarchy, Circus Maximus 2021 from Granite City, Illinois. Woohoo! Derek Neal defeated Warhorse. Billy Starks and Evan Gilistico defeated Angelus Lanny and Christian Rose. Davey Richards, in his 5th match since June 18th, defeated Everett Connors. And then for the 0-1 USA World Tag Titles, the besties in the world, Davey Vega and Matt Fitchett, defeated champions Camaro Jackson and Campbell Myers to become new champions. So at least they're still tags. At least they're still tagging outside of the Chicagoland area. Then there was a Game Changer Wrestling and Local Wrestling combined show in a Fight Club Houston, so from Houston, Texas. Joey Janela defeated Dante Leon. Low Rider defeated Aramis, Ariz, ASF, Golden Dragon, and Gringo Loco. I'm sorry I missed this match. I was out with a couple friends. Ninja Mac defeated Jack Cartwheel. So at least he got a match in before Warrior. Effie defeated Gino Medina. And for the GCW World Title, in a match I really cannot watch anymore, champion Nick Gage defeated Sadika. Sadika is a female hardcore wrestler, and I really couldn't take that match. Sorry. To AAW United We Stand 2021 from Marion Park, Illinois. It was on Fight TV. I missed part of the show as well. So Shaft defeated Jay Christ. Laredo Kid defeated Ace Perry. Really good match there, of course. In an I Quit match, Sky Blue defeated Hyan with her version of Rings of Saturn. So nice to see Sky finally beat her. Josh Alexander defeated Jake Something. This was a nice hard-hitting match between these two. I'm sure they'll do it more. For the AAW tag titles, Dion Rusman and Josiah, who are champions, defeated Ace Austin and Madman Fulton. I'm sure by shenanigans, because these guys don't play fair. The one called Manders defeated Robin Steele. For the AAW Heritage title, champion Myron Reed defeated Hakeem Zayn. That was an excellent match between those two. For the AAW Women's title, Allison Kay defeated champion Chris Statlander, reversing Chris's finisher into an ankle lock. Probably not surprised to see Chris lose, since she's probably just going to have to stay in AEW because of injury stuff. So Allison Kay is the champion. And then for the AAW Heavyweight title in a steel cage, Fred Yehai defeated champion Mance Warner with a Koji clutch, which he held on for about 3 minutes. This was a wild match where Fred hit our friend referee Perch, and then 2 other referees came in, and then Mance beat them up as well, throwing them into the cage. So it was a little distracting and all that for a cage match, but Perch was still able to call the end of the match. And Fred Yehai is your new champion in AEW. Interesting to see. And then during the show, Eddie Kingston said he will be back for the August 7th show. So can't wait to see who he will be fighting there. Paradigm Pro Wrestling had a Midnight City show from Indianapolis, Indiana for the MidwestTerritory.com title. Of course, these are UWFI rules matches. Calvin Tankman defeated champion Freddie Hudson to become the champion. So Calvin's going to be at Warrior Wrestling next weekend. Hopefully he can bring that chain. That's their title. It's a chain. So I'd like to see it. Maybe take a picture and show all of you what it looks like. More rules match. Lord Crew defeated Victor Benjamin. Akira defeated Cole Radrick. And for the interim heavy hitters title, Matt Mikowski defeated Alex Kane. Interesting show, I must say. Down to CLLL in Mexico. We had Mystico, Valador Jr., and Cristico defeating El Cotrero, Forestero, and Sanson. And then for the Mexican National Tag Team titles, bear with me, Espirito Negro and Rey Camita defeating Atlantis Jr. and Flyer to become new champions. And to late last night, earlier today, Saturday, July 10th, Tokyo Pro, Don't Miss the Signs, Bruno Neko and Kaya Tirabami defeated Usho Endo and Suzumi. A little bit of an upset there. Nodeka Tenma defeated Mihiro Kiru. Yuki Arai defeated Moko Miyamoto. So that singer is really putting on some really fine matches and got a victory there. For the International Princess title, Kari Noah, who's champion, defeated Raku, who's her singing partner. Kind of weird there. It seemed that Raku had control of the match the whole time, and at the end, Hikari ended up winning a couple, strong moves, and she won. She seemed a little lazy, I'm sorry to say. So, Hikari, get with it. You can do it. Sorry you have to sing all the time up in the show. And then the main event, it was a 10-woman tag with Miyu Watanabe, Rika Tatsumi, Hype Masao, Mizuki, and Soka Nakajima, defeating Maki Ito, Hiroka Kabashi, Miuri Minumi, Nao Kakuda, and Yuki Kimafuku. So, of course, missing here is Yuka Sakazaki, because she will be at AEW Fighter Fest. And Pam Harajuku, who actually got the vaccine, came down with COVID. So sad to say, but she is doing well from what I understand. There was a YMZ Pro Wrestling Gokigen early summer afternoon show and evening shows. The evening show had Cherry and Kari Oyama defeated Chai Ozura and Tsubasa Karagaki. New Japan Summer Struggle in Sapporo, Day 1. IWGP Junior Heavyweight Title champion El Desperado defeated Taji Ishimori. Kind of cool to see two heel factions go at it. Nice match. I just got done watching it. Check it out. At the end, I believe Hiromu is going to be coming back sooner rather than later. So if you understand what he says, all the best to you. And then I'll say Pro Wrestling South Australia had their 5th anniversary show as well today. Sorry, I don't know anyone on that card. One final note, as I mentioned in a prior cut, PWG is returning on August 1st, and it will be their Mystery Vertex 7 show, meaning no one for the show will be announced. It'll all be surprises, and as of right now, no streaming service. I'm a little disappointed with that. Hopefully someone will get... Maybe the PWG will actually let you see it live for a change. If not, get your DVD money ready, because I'm sure they will have some interesting surprises for that show. So that's it for me. Till next time, which will be at Warrior Wrestling, hopefully next Saturday for their Stadium Series Night 2. We shall see how the weather goes. Hope you all can tune in. Happy NWO week, as you can see. Don't forget to look at those Twitch streams and YouTube channels for other wrestling content. Thank you for watching and listening. Hope you enjoyed kind of long cut. Keep safe, take care, and be kind, everyone. Back to you, Tim.
All right, thank you, Charlie. So let's keep moving right along here into the next segment of the show where I get to play Armchair Promoter, and I am talking about the Fantasy Booker. All right, so this week for the Fantasy Booker, I've got an NXT superstar taking on a new AEW wrestler, and you know what, I may have done this one before, but the hell with it. I still think it'd be a damn good match. Karrion Kross versus Malakai Black. I think their styles would complement each other so well. Karrion Kross, just the ground and pound submission type guy. Aleister Black with the quick striking and stuff like that. And yeah, I just think it'd be an amazing match between these two guys. Both have that high level of intensity in the ring, and fans just go nuts for both of them. Let's be honest, two big time fan favorites. So that would be a main event pretty much anywhere. So yeah, Karrion Kross versus Malakai Black. That's my Fantasy Booker for this week. Hopefully, maybe we'll see it somewhere someday, but that's what I would love to see that match happen. So let's get right into the final segment of the show here, where I talk about kind of an unpopular opinion most of the time, and I think you know what I'm talking about by now. It is the weekly hot take. Alright, so my hot take for this week is this. Non-compete clauses are the stupidest damn thing in wrestling right now, and it's mostly a WWE thing. You know, I mean, okay, I get it. You know, the wrestlers sign the contracts, they know what's up, they know the deal. That's not my point. You know, it makes no sense. Yes, they get paid for those 30 days or 90 days, whatever the hell it is. But come on, why? What is the point? Especially in a case where somebody has been off of TV for God knows how many months beforehand, like a Buddy Murphy or like, you know, Aleister Black. You know, what the hell was the point of bringing him back to TV? Just to have him on TV so that, you know, he would have to stay off for the 90 days, which, you know, I'm sure is what they thought he would have to stay off. It makes no sense. And WWE's rationale, well, we build these characters, we don't want them to take that out. Screw you. Okay? 95% of these people had names before WWE. All right? Tommy End, case in point. He built his reputation and his name long before he signed with WWE. And, you know, they're obviously not going to take their WWE persona or name with them because they can't. WWE owns it. So, you know, what is the point? Do you think people are going to forget about them in those 90 days? Or I don't get it. You're preventing somebody from earning a living is what you're doing. And like I said, I know they get paid those 90 days. Not the point. You're preventing somebody from applying their craft, from, you know, from working, from earning a living, and for what reason? There is no real reason. Any WWE shill is going to tell you, well, the WWE invested all this time and this money. Then they shouldn't have released them. If WWE is that concerned about all the time and money that they've invested in somebody, then they shouldn't release them. You know, get a return on that investment instead of just cutting somebody loose. So it's ridiculous. It makes no sense. It's completely unenforceable. Honestly, I mean, if somebody wants to go, you know, if they get released on a Tuesday and they want to pop up on AEW Dynamite on Wednesday, there's really no recourse WWE has except, you know, oh, you're in breach of contract, we're going to sue. Okay, fine. Go ahead and sue somebody. You'll lose. You know, it's not a case you can win for, you know, preventing somebody from earning a living. But, you know, it's just, I don't know. It's a power play, in my opinion. It makes no sense. It's utterly ridiculous. And I think it's something that, honestly, needs to be done away with because there's no logical reason to do it other than, like I said, it's a power play. So that's pretty much it. Non-compete clauses suck. They're bullshit. They make no sense. And they don't do anybody any favors. So, yeah, that's going to wrap things up for this week. But coming up next week, the show will be dropping on Friday the 16th. And it'll be all about previews. It will be a preview of Money in the Bank, a preview of Slammiversary, and, of course, most importantly, a preview of the Warrior Wrestling Stadium Series Night 2, which is taking place next Saturday, July the 17th. Myself and Charlie will be on the call on Podbean, as always. Head to our social media pages. You can find the links there. I will be posting it on the events page on catchhookshoot.com as well, so you can find the links there. There's two links, one for the show and one for like a backup in case it runs over and we have to, because we only have a limited amount of time in a live broadcast, so I always set up two. But yeah, head to our socials, head to catchhookshoot.com to check that out. You know, it's live, it's free, internet radio play-by-play. It's a blast. Me and Charlie always have a great time doing it, and we appreciate everybody who tunes in and checks it out. So, yeah, make sure you head over there, get your spot reserved for the Warrior Wrestling Stadium Series Night 2, and I'll be breaking down that whole card, going through all those matches, as well as, like I said, Slammiversary and Money in the Bank next week. That'll be dropping on Friday. So with that, I want to thank everybody once again for watching, listening, and subscribing on YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Again, head to catchhookshoot.com. Make sure you check out the events page for the link to the live broadcast coming up next Saturday. You can also check out all of our social media on all platforms. You can find the show at Catch Hook Shoot. Head to ProWrestlingTees.com/CatchHookShoot for t-shirts, and you can find all that and a whole lot more on Linktree/CatchHookShoot, or scan the little QR code right there in the corner of your screen if you're watching on YouTube. And as always, if you want to shoot us an email, it's catchhookshoot@gmail.com. So with that, I'm going to wrap things up for this week. Again, hope everybody had a great 4th of July holiday. Hope everybody has a great week coming up. Enjoy all the great wrestling coming up over the next week, and I will talk to you guys soon.